Good afternoon. This is our presentation for Design Thinking, Finals, Compilation, Empathize, Define, Ideate, Prototype, and Test. Slide number 3, Introduction. The group started to take poll and majority of the group members believe that this study is significant. Bicommuting hazards are one of the challenges commuters are facing right now. Problems that need to be resolved. The problem that needs to be resolved is the problem that the bike commuter are facing, such as health hazards like pollutants, long-time heat exposures, and possible accidents. Chapter 2, Empathize. The significance of this study is to investigate the bike commuter hazards that concerns the safety of our fellow bike commuters and helps them to be aware on how to ensure safety while bike commuting, also to understand more about bike commuting hazards. In this section, the methodologies we use in Empathize section is Empathize Map, Empathy Map, which summarize what we learned through our interaction with individuals in the field of design research. The respondents, lead users. Number 1 is a 20-year-old working as construction worker. He started bike commuting since he was 16 years old. The second is 16 years old bike technician working at Bike. He started commuting at 13 years old. The respondents, extreme users. Number 1 is a 65 years old who used to be professional bikers. He started commuting at 20 years old. Shifted to road commuting into professional cycling. The next one is 28 years old working at part-time in the milk tea shop, commuting from work.
Here's our respondents' professional's point of view. Dr. Boyd is a professional who works as uses bike to commute. So here's our empathy map. We have here the think and feel quadrant, see quadrant, hear quadrant, say and do quadrant, pain quadrant, and gain quadrant. And we have here our chapter 3, define. Our objective is in this part is to define the problems that our interviewee is facing and to know if there are many similarities or difference with their respective problems. Next is methodologies. The methodologies we use in define section are how might we, storytelling, context mapping, define success, vision cone, and critical items diagrams. Next is context mapping. Under this is the modern bike commuting regulations, which is encouraging others to bike commuting, will encourage bike commuters to follow this, and worry less about the possible injuries, and etc. And here's our vision cone. Under it is the past. We have here the past, now, future, and of course the perspective. Next is our critical items diagram. We have here under it is the experiences, functions, and experience and functions in the future. Here's our chapter 4, ideate. Our objective in this part is to share ideas in how to come up with solutions, gathering all data and brainstorming as a group to contribute ideas on the spot.
Methodologies. The methodologies we use is the chapter is brainstorming to enhance our innovative solutions, smart assessment to think more clearly and to sense the direction to achieve their goals, to understand it further. And lastly, NABC model that is applicable to our brainstorming. During brainstorming, how might we create a well-innovative guidelines for the safety of bike commuters? How might we spread knowledge about the proper use of equipments and knowledge about road signs pertaining to bike users? How might we assure the effectiveness of innovative guidelines that we are planning to implement? Smart approach. We have here specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time frame. Part 5, prototype. After the ideate phase, we are now moving to prototype phase to answer our identified problem, which is bike commuters cannot afford to buy high-end safety gears because of some other things that they need to prioritize first, which will result to possible hazard and accident that they will face. Methodologies. The methodologies we use in prototype phase are pyramid diagram, user interview, and final prototype. And then this is our pyramid diagram. On the top, we have online safety seminar. On the middle, leaflets. And lastly, tarpaulin signage. And this is how we conduct our online safety seminar. And here's our leaflets. And lastly, this is our tarpaulins or signage. This is our users interview. First is single fold leaflets, second one is cross fold, and the third one is open gate fold.
In this section, in slide number 27, we present the final prototype. These are the three pictures below. Slide 28, Chapter 6, Test. After the group has determined that the prototype should be tested in order to identify problems and chance for improvement early in the development process, as well as to innovate and build a product that will benefit by commuters and the consumers. The methodologies we use in test phase are computations, test results, and final prototype. Slide 28, Chapter 6, Test. After the group has determined that the prototype should be tested in order to identify problems and chance for improvement early in the development process, as well as to innovate and build a product that will benefit by commuters and the consumers. Slide number 31. The problems identified are more improvement to design. These are the following criteria to be followed, given to our consumers. Slide number 32. The product. In this phase, our group are now presenting the bike commuter safety tips. In here, we are talking about the safety tips of the bike commuters. This is the final slide of our presentation, presented by Alico Josian Jailor, Amil Gabriel, Aquino Karen Nicole, Esparza Andre Joshua, and me, Adrian Colorado.